Shalom, following Yahshua. Welcome again to The Rock. It's a nice, wonderful, hot, not as bad as yesterday, humid day. In here in the gardens, like usual. Let's show you just some of the progress. You see some of our peppers. Well, some of them, they're all growing in. I don't know if you can see all those, but we have probably 60, 70 peppers in here. And you can see tomatoes right here. You see all the tomatoes back there. All those back there are tomatoes. We got the corn going. It's looking good. So you can see all that. There's the corn. And then there's all that is tomatoes. So then we got watermelon right here. More green beans. You can see some of them coming in. Hallelujah. Got some there. Got them up here. And some of these I'm letting go to seed. I'm letting them dry out, but you got some of these green beans. So we got an ample supply of food coming in. And those. But that's not the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is whose life matters. Right now, you're hearing the whole Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Again, one of the reasons why you don't ever hear me argue or complain or get in discussions about things is because it's not my fight. I am a Hebrew, and I am an Israelite. My brothers and my sisters are they that keep the commandments of Yah. Those are my brothers, and those are my sisters. So could I say Israelite lives matter? I could say that. They that had the testimony of Yahshua, HaMashiach. Those are my brothers and sisters. Not just any old person, but those that keep the commandments of Yah. Those that truly understand what's going on. See, a lot of people are dibble-dabbling what's going on in this world. And I ask myself, when I see that, I ask, why are you so invested in what's going on in this world? Of course I know what's going on in this world, but I know for the sheer fact of making plans for my house. I'm not trying to figure out what's going on in this world so that I could dibble-dabble in it or have a say or have my opinion. I simply want to know what's going on in this world so that I can protect my family. So that I can make the moves that I need to make. Not because, I mean, how many times did you hear Yahshua dibble-dabble on what was going on in the Roman society? This is how I think in a lot of ways we understand those that are walking this word out and truly have a heart to understand what the word is, understand the cultural ramifications of this world. And those and of the Bible, and those that are dibble-dabbling in both, they're straddling the fence. How many times do you see Paul arguing about what the Romans did? When I say all lives, when people say all lives matter or Black Lives Matter, I look at it and say, my life matters. My life does. See, I can't tell you about what's going on in Chicago. I ain't there. I was raised a large majority of my life in the hood. That's what I lived. I understand that. I understand that lifestyle. Some ways more than I should understand. More than I wish I didn't understand. I understand it. I understand what they're doing. I understand the struggles. A lot of people who've never lived that will never get it because to them it's just pick yourself up by your bootstraps and go. That's a lot easier said than done when you are generationally in that situation. So being somebody that's come out of that, I have an understanding what a lot of those people in the inner cities have to deal with. I understand it. I understand how hard it was for my mother. See, my mother and my father, well, my, what you call stepdad, my dad, when we were trying to get out of the neighborhood, the hood, we suffered for a while. We didn't eat. When they tried to move me to an area that was nice, we didn't eat what a lot of people would say good food. We ate a lot of beans, a lot of rice. If we had meat in our dinner, it was a luxury. And we ate that way so that we could save up money so that we could move. And we didn't end up moving out of the hood. And they moved me into a decent area, which ended up turning crappy. But they moved me to a really decent kind of way out lifestyle. Not way out, but way out for if you're in the inner city. If you see grass like that, then we way out here. We are way the hell out here. The fact that I can see grass and trees, lots of them. But my mother and my dad, showed me what it meant for your life to mean something. You see, I do this because my life means something. I'm not looking for anybody else to have a collective understanding of what it means to have a life. Nobody can speak what my life means. Nobody can tell me that my life matters. I prove that my life matters. I show that my life matters. I show, my children are raised outside of the system. They obey, they serve Yah. I'm raising my daughters to become women, to become daughters of Sarah, to be married, not to run around and whore, not to be the next baby mama, but to give themselves, to wait and give themselves to their husband. I'm teaching my sons to work hard. They were just out here planting seeds with me. I teach them to work hard, to provide, because my life and their life, my family's life, matters. And nobody can show that your family or you or your family's life matters but you. There is no collective argument of people that say, there are so-called Israelites who are showing that their life don't matter. There are so-called Israelites who are proving that their life doesn't matter. My life matters. So I live it. I live it. I'm not waiting for two women who are I know one's married to a transgender person. You don't speak for me. And I think people have a hard time understanding it. We want a collective speak. We want a Messiah to come and speak for all of us. I have a Messiah, Yahshua HaMashiach. Outside of that, what I do daily, what the sisters do daily, what my children do daily, prove that our lives matter. And if somebody disagrees with my life mattering and they try to harm me or my family, then I will protect our lives because our life matters. I can't make the argument for this person over here's life matters, but people say lives matter. Okay. You're saying that black lives matter. You got the white people who say all lives matter, but these are the same people, like I said a couple of videos ago, who were really hoping that we went over and just bombed the hell out of Afghanistan, bombed the hell out of Iraq, bombed the hell out of Iran. Any Arabs, we just bombed the hell out of them, but then they say all lives matter. Then you got black folk who say black lives matter, but they won't speak to what's happening in Chicago. All the murders are taking place. How Atlanta, the murders are an upswing. How the abortion rates. If your life really mattered, then why don't you do something to provide a better life for your children? Show them that their life matters. You see, all these people want to argue about lives mattering. And I'm like, I'm here living it to show that my life matters. I'm not speaking for everybody else. And when I see brethren who are showing that their life matters, I cleave unto them. We have a brotherhood. We have an understanding because he says his life matters. I say my life matters. He's proving that him and his family's life matter. I'm proving that me and my family's life matter, so that we now are walking together. We have an agreement. So many people are saying that their life matters while they destroy their lives. And so many people are caught up. There are so many people caught up, triggered easily. There are people being triggered everywhere today. So many emotional people. You see some people, you see black people with guns marching. Oh my gosh, oh, the Civil War is coming. The Civil War is right on our doorstep. For some reason, when black people have guns, it triggers people. When black people march with guns, it triggers people. It triggers them. I was raised around that. I was raised around guns. Well, even if it wasn't necessarily in a legal manner, the people that were in the areas I lived had guns. And you heard them. So a person's exercising their Second Amendment right to show my life matters, and people are triggered. This is why I don't get involved in all this mess. This is why, yes, I may have a couple words I speak about it. I may every once in a while come out and say something about it. But this is why you don't see me do video after video after video after video, because I'm too busy trying to prove that my life matters. I am proving it. I am showing it. I'm not worried about all the rest of the shit that you see going on. I am proving it. And I worry about the shit going on in as much as how does it directly affect me? How does what we are seeing directly affect me? If I can see there's a direct threat, then there's something that I'm going to do about it. But part of the whole coming out of her was to not have to worry about every single threat the way I did when I was in the city, because my life actually mattered. Yah called me out of this world. He called me to be his, to be a set-apart person unto him, to be Israel. So that showed me my life mattered. Who did Yahshua come? He came to those that are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. These children, their life matters. These sisters, my helpmeets, their life matters. So no, there is no collective speak for me. No, I'm not going to get myself enthralled, and I know people may not like it. But no, I'm not going to let myself get emotionally dragged into something. My job is to prove all things. And in this case, I have to prove myself. I have to prove that my life matters. So Yah called me to be a set-apart person unto him, to set myself apart from this world and to set myself apart for him. That's why when I grow my gardens, so that my children can eat organic, healthy, fresh food. Our refrigerator is our garden. They can come out here and pick it. This is why I invested my money into, see those back there? Elderberries. That's an elderberry. We have 8 elderberry trees back, or bushes back there. Trees, bushes, whatever. This is why I invested in this stuff, because my life mattered. Their life mattered. I want them to have the best quality of life possible. The same way that my mom and my dad want the best life that they could afford for me. They proved that their life mattered. We got people running around screaming, Black Lives Matter, while they destroy themselves. We got white people who run around saying all lives matter, and they're destroying the people's lives that they're saying mattered. So I stand by the simple fact that my life matters. While everybody runs around emotionally, people running around, oh, guns, civil war is coming. Oh, I hear people talk about the NFAF. You hear people theorize about them. They were the Black Panther Party. They're part of BLM. And these people don't know. This is why I don't listen to half the people that speak, 90% of the people that speak. Because people speak about shit as if they know it, and they don't know. But they speak about things as if it's truth. Or they have their personal convictions, whatever the hell that means. Well, we got a personal conviction. My personal conviction is this. Well, my personal conviction is what is the truth. My personal conviction is based on the word of Yah. My personal conviction is not to get myself caught up, enthralled, entrapped, ensnared, no gins or grins or nothing holding me to what this world stands for. That's what it means to be separate. How the hell are people separate from the world when they still, at the drop of a dime, get themselves caught up with what the world's doing while they're set apart? We're supposed to be a holy people. Again, I ask, how many times did you see Yahshua or Paul focused on what's happening? If people who are not of Yah want to go after people that are not of Yah, my question is this: if you call yourself in this faith, why do you care about it? How many times do you see in the book when, let's say, the Amalekites wanted to fight the Egyptians, or I made that up, but the Philistines wanted to fight the Median Persians, or whatever groups were fighting each other? How many times did you see Israel say, wow, we got to get involved in that? They didn't. They said, If that don't really affect us, we're leaving that alone. We're leaving that alone. We've got to be wiser. You have the responsibility of proving that your life matters, the same way I have a responsibility of proving that my life matters. And my value in my life is not defined by what the world says. My value in this life is defined by what the Word of Yah says. How I raise my children, how I raise my family, being set apart in any and every way possible. I removed the excuses and I started to do it because my life actually matters. So no, Black Lives Matter doesn't speak for me. All lives matter don't speak for me. Yah in his book speaks for me. And the proof of my life mattering is what I do, not what I say, not who I'm affiliated with, but what we do. That shows that my life matters. And for my brothers and sisters in this faith who serve Yah, keep his commandments, who are set apart. How can two walk together unless they agree? We are set apart. They're showing that their life matters, which means we can have a fellowship. We can have a true brotherhood. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's actually up to each individual to show that their life matters, because there is no collective speak, at least in regards to me and my family. And many other brothers that I know, there is no collective speak for us. We show it by what we do and our obedience to the word and the coming out of her and the doing everything that we can to provide a much better, simpler life. Because what coming down the hill, if you were prudent, you would have already seen it and made moves to show that your life matters. Bless y'all. Shalom.